Welcome back to 23 Minute Reads with me, Maya D. This is kind of like my virtual book club because in these 5 minute or so videos, I share with you my takeaways from my current reading. Right now, that is Black Performance Theory. As a part of my 23 to 23 challenge, I'm reading 23 minutes per day, every day as an action of self-love, as an investment into myself, and as a way of providing myself with some consistency in an ever-changing world. Hoping that you will join me along in this journey by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and dropping some comments down there in that comment section so there's an actual dialogue going on. Having in mind that while I have several decades of experience as a dancer, an educator, and a curriculum writer, I'm not the know-all be-all for this book. I'm simply providing a space for dialogue. Well, because this is a new book, this week I read from the foreword, which includes the acknowledgments, up to page 25, and here are my takeaways. Let me get my notes. Takeaway number 1 is BPT. BPT is an acronym for Black Performance Theory. What exactly does that mean? To be honest, I don't know just yet. But here's what I do know. I do know that it started off as a think tank, and some of those original thinkers were the first in their families to attend predominantly white PWI institutions, and here's a quote, immerse themselves in the theorizing of Black performance within the integrated institutional context, end quote. I actually held onto this book for about 2 to 3 years because I didn't feel like I was smart enough to understand and to read and understand the book. So here's a quote from the book that both resonates with me and inspires me. The quote reads, "In these circumstances, we were forced to describe, articulate, and validate our Blackness. Many of us wondered if we were Black enough. As a non-Western based dance educator currently working in higher education, I feel this at times. I have struggled to verbalize concepts that would easily be understood by the dance community, by the Black community, and by the West African dance community. And that struggle at times had me wondering if I really even belonged where I was. Did I belong there? But here in my higher times, I am reminded that my embodied wisdom is the accumulation, the culmination of all of my lived experiences in those different communities. But I still need you to be a part of this community because as I'm doing this like slightly scary thing, I would love to have your support. So please get the book, join in, and make sure you're dropping some comments down there in that comment section. Takeaway number 2 is performative writing and comes from a section called Performative Writing. Here's the quote. "Talking back playfully confirms a Black mode of intertextual, interstitial writing that enlivens analysis of Black performance." So this section discusses intertextuality and I'm getting excited, the probability that this phenomenon began before the 1960s, as early as some of the writing of Zora Neale Hurston when she speaks about Black vernacular, describing things like the embellishments and the action words. The play, the experimentation with the language could be viewed as a performance in and of itself, and a place where the text, this European language and this Black vernacular are coming together, intertextuality, thus laying the foundation for some of the essays that we're going to read in this book. So make sure you get the book. Takeaway number 3 is Liverpool. The navigation section discusses the interactions between Irish people and Africans, continental Africans more specifically, is where I'm going to discuss. I'm new to this section, but one of the things that stood out to me was how in Liverpool, Irish people used Black minstrelsy to create a cultural wall between them and the Africans. And they used that wall to make a bridge to whiteness. And they were able to do that because these people that were living in Liverpool had a certain level of intimacy with continental Africans. So they knew their mannerisms, they knew their manners, and they used them as a tool, as a reference, a point of reference, in order to be in the parody, the minstrelsy, right? So using that parody to distance themselves from Africans. Now, I'm still new to this section, so I've got some more reading to do, and I would love to hear what you think so far. If you're reading this, if you've read it, drop those comments down in that section. Share the video so our community can grow. Continue to spread a good word. Stay blessed, and I'll see you next week.